Hello everyone, welcome to my next videos with the Latitude 6230. In this video I'm going to be installing Linux Mint. And where are we? So you can see I've got my USB with the with Linux Mint loaded on there, so I'm just going to put that into the laptop. Now, in previous videos I have installed Windows 10 on this laptop and done various tests with Windows 10 to see how well it works and things, and you can see those videos if you just flick through my channel. So let's start this laptop and see if we can install Linux Mint onto this laptop and how well it works. So I'm going to turn the laptop on. And as soon as the screen comes on, I'm going to press F12 to go to the boot menu, and I'm going to select the USB storage device, and here we go. And immediately we've got a range of options for slightly different versions of Linux Mint, and I'm just going to go with the default one, which is the top one. It's 64-bit. When I installed this on a Latitude 3330, the installation time was about 16 or 17 minutes, I think, so it'll be interesting to see how quickly it installs on this laptop. This laptop has an i3 processor, it's second generation, whereas the Latitude 3330 has an i5 third generation processor. So there is a bit of a difference. Okay, so very soon, within a few minutes, we get the Mint desktop up, and then on the desktop you've got an icon that says install Linux Mint, so I'm just going to double click on that. Okay, and these first set of kind of options are all about the location of where I am and the language I want to use. So I'm going to choose English and make sure it's the UK version, and then pressing on continue, and I'm going to connect it to my Wi-Fi. Okay, it would really help if I actually pressed and selected the appropriate box. Okay, so it's selected it and connected to it successfully. So let's move on. I'm very sorry for that delay of about 20 seconds. 20 seconds you're never going to get back in your life. Okay, so this option here is, do I want to run Mint alongside Windows 10, which is what I've got installed on this laptop already, or do I want to erase the whole disk and install Linux Mint on its own? And that's what I want to do. I want to just have Linux Mint on this hard drive. So I've selected install now. There we go. Just a warning there in case I'm doing something stupid. Then it's got my location as London, which is near enough. Okay, let's just put in some details here. Okay, so I've just put in a logon name and I've created a password. Now, because most people will be more unfamiliar with Linux Mint than Windows software, whilst it's installing, you can also look at a slideshow which tells you about some of the major elements of using this operating system. So for instance, you can use Firefox, there's a Netflix app and also a YouTube app. And moving on, you can play your Spotify, and there's also another piece of software which will be very unfamiliar called Rhythmbox, which you can use to play your music as well. Because this Linux is a totally different system than Windows or indeed Apple, there's lots and lots of pieces of software which most of us aren't very familiar with. So there's some more here in terms of watching movies or videos. You've got a piece of software called Celluloid, an app called MPV, and an app called VLC. Now VLC is quite well known even in Windows. Even people who watch a lot of films and videos and use Windows would know VLC, but the other two apps are much more unfamiliar. And then in terms of managing your photos, you've got a whole selection of different apps there: Pix, Drawing, GIMP and Inkscape. GIMP is possibly the most well-known one of those. GIMP is basically a free alternative to Photoshop, and it can do everything that Photoshop can do. It's a very, very powerful piece of software. So there's just some parts of the presentation just to whet your appetite for installing Linux Mint and what you can do with it. And I'll just shut up for now and let the laptop do its work. about 10 minutes into the installation, and it seems to be coming to completion. Or actually, I got that a bit wrong, didn't I? So the first phase of it has come to a completion, and now it's running and installing the system. So I kind of jumped the gun there. I've got to be a little bit more patient. The great news so far is that this installation is going a lot more smoothly than the Windows 10 one. Okay, now I promise you that we are coming to the end of the installation process as it's cleaning up and deleting loads of the files which it has used. Okay, now I'm just going to restart it just to make sure that it has installed correctly. Okay, so let's see how quickly this takes from the moment I switch it on to the moment I log in to the moment I can go onto a web browser and look at a live web page. At the moment we're on about 35 seconds. When I ran this test for Windows 10, the start time was just under 4 minutes, I think. So with Linux Mint we are coming up to 1.5 minutes since we've powered the laptop on. Okay, we're coming up to 2 minutes. Right, so the desktop has loaded. Let me go to the Firefox. Okay, so Firefox has loaded. And that is 3 minutes 30 seconds total time for logging on. Okay, thank you for watching.